right, fans, welcome back. We've got a Pac10 Middleweight Super Bowl Championship on tap for you right now. Prairie Ridge taking on Crystal Lake. And first carry of the game right there by the Junior Wolves. Back to the original line of scrimmage and nothing else. Send a man in motion, the take and the give up the middle. The ball appears to have come out. So a fumble on the play, and Crystal Lake ball players are saying they have it, and it appears that they do. So fumble recovery there for the Crystal Lake Raiders. And again, we talked in that first game about the conditions out there. It's very cold. That ball is slick. And the first mistake there by Prairie Ridge gives Crystal Lake great field position. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. A very tight formation here for the Raiders as they start offensively deep inside Prairie Ridge territory. The take and the give. Trying to find some room. Breaks one tackle and is finally brought down at around the 25-yard line. Philip Goodrich on that carry took the handoff from Landon Collier. Nice gain on first down of around 7 yards. Going to be 2nd and short now for Crystal Lake. Raiders coming into this ballgame with an 8-1 regular season. We'll get into how they got here in just a minute. As another quick handoff to Goodrich as he gets to the outside, breaks the tackle. He's got the corner, and he is wrestled down inside the 15-yard line, but not before he picks up a Raider first down, and a nice tackle out there to save the touchdown. Alex Blanken of Prairie Ridge kept him out of the end zone, but it is a big first down run to the 15-yard line, and now inside the red zone, Crystal Lake has it, 1st and 10. So the Raiders with a couple of big plays now. Goodrich has him down with great field position inside the 15. The snap and the pitch. New ball carrier for Crystal Lake as he spins to the inside. Ball comes loose, but they're going to say he was down. That was Nolan Gorkin on the carry. He got down to around the 11-yard line. But his knee and or elbow or both were down before that ball popped out. So Crystal Lake will continue this drive deep inside Prairie Ridge territory to start today's second game. Again, a Pac-10 Middleweight Super Bowl is what these two teams are fighting for. 2nd down now. Collier takes the snap, looking, handoff left side, Goodrich breaks the first tackle, but is met by several other Junior Wolves as they drive him back and make a stop. Nice job out there. Xander York was in on that stop, along with several other Junior Wolves. So a nice play defensively. Goodrich was able to break the initial tackle, but unfortunately for him, he's brought down at around we're going to call it the 12-yard line. So now 3rd and long for Crystal Lake, their first real test on their opening drive. Collier under center, tight formation, takes. Now he gives it the pitch to Goodrich. Immediately met in the backfield and brought down on a great play defensively. Good penetration there by the Prairie Ridge defense. Mikey Mead and Gabe Batista teamed up to make that stop. And as soon as Goodrich took that pitch, he knew he was in trouble. And now a drive that has started very well for Crystal Lake. Now they face 4th and long, all the way back to around the 17-yard line. They can still get a first inside the 5. Under center is Collier. Takes the pitch once again. It looks like it's a halfback option pass, and it is caught to the outside. Can he get the first down? Escorted out of bounds right near the 5-yard line. That is going to be close. And it looks like it is not enough for a first down. So a great job defensively by Prairie Ridge. Gorkin had to come back to make the play. Had he caught it in stride, I think he probably would have got that first down and maybe the touchdown, but he had to come back for the pass. So they could not convert on that 4th and long. It was a good play, but unfortunately comes up short. And now Prairie Ridge with another opportunity on offense after fumbling. They'll have it 1st and 10, but deep inside their own territory. Sweep to the outside. Short gain on that play, trying to get some daylight between them and the goalpost. That was Xander York on the carry. Gain of we're going to give him a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Prairie Ridge. Man in motion for the Junior Wolves to take and to give right up the middle. It looked like Xander York once again on the carry takes the handoff from Cody Tesson. Cody Tesson, the quarterback for the Junior Wolves today. Looking to guide the offense out of the shadow of their own goalposts here early on. The defense did their jobs after a turnover. Made a stop of that Crystal Lake offense to get the ball back, but now Prairie Ridge needs to convert. 3rd down, take, and the pitch to the outside, fighting his way forward. It looked like the ball came out once again. Another mistake. And Crystal Lake will take over once again defensively. What a job by that Crystal Lake defense, jumping on that football. And they will have it now 1st and 10 and right around the 13-yard line. Here with 3 minutes left to go, opening frame. So again, another mistake by Prairie Ridge in their side of the field gives Crystal Lake a golden opportunity here to right the ship as they face a 1st and 10. And early movement. And this is going to be against Prairie Ridge as a good hard count there by the Crystal Lake Raiders. Results in a offsides penalty. And that's going to be 1st down and 5 now as they get 5 free yards down inside the 10, right around the 8. Prairie Ridge coming into this ball game. The Junior Wolves actually lost their first 2 games of the season. They started 0-2 after getting beat by Huntley in the first game, 26-0. Collier under center now takes the snap, the pitch. Running back looking for room, dancing and weaving his way. Now he gets to the outside. He's got the corner, end zone, touchdown. And a late flag. The touchdown is good. There is a penalty marker late. Philip Goodrich took the snap and raced to the outside. We'll see what that penalty marker is. 2:34 left to go here in the first quarter. And a personal foul called against the defense, and maybe we'll see a replay on that one. It looked as though the defender made a swat at the ball, and if he was already in the end zone, then they may call that similar to a hit out of. Took the snap and raced to the outside. We'll see what that's. The touchdown is good. So the Raiders on top 6-0 with a 2-point kick coming up. It appears to be Charlie Weichman who's going to attempt this kick, and it is blocked. Could not get that off in time. The hold on that one by Crystal Lake's Dominic Vitale, but the touchdown is good, and Crystal Lake is up on the first touchdown here. They're up 6-0. All right, here he goes. 2:33 left to go. Prairie Ridge with a 1st and 10 around the 15. The take and the give up the right side. Nothing doing there as defensively Crystal Lake Raiders with a nice stop. Popping up on the bottom of that pile, number 9, Cooper Niebel. He did gain about 2 or 3 yards on that play. It's going to be second down at about 7, coming in at 2 minutes left to go here in the opening frame of this Pac10 Middleweight Super Bowl. Junior Wolves with a man in motion. Take ball on the ground once again. At this point, it appears that the Junior Wolves were able to jump on it, avoid disaster once again. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that all day today as that ball is slippery and it is cold. A lot of these players with gloves on. So 1:20 left to go here in the first quarter for the Junior Wolves. Offensively facing third down and about 6 at the 19-yard line. Now several players shift. 3 wide receivers now to the outside. And a high snap over his head. He picks it up, but he's immediately in the backfield trying to find some running room and can't make it happen. So another mistake on the snap. Over the head of Luke Vanderweel. And Nolan Gorkin finally brought him down on a big loss all the way back near the 12-yard line. And now a big 4th down for Prairie Ridge, deep inside their own territory. Inside 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Sending a man in motion. He's going to take the pitch to the inside. Spun down in there initially defensively for Crystal Lake was Landon Schultz. And that's a big stop by Crystal Lake, and they will have excellent field position inside the red zone at the 14-yard line here with 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And the Raiders with another golden opportunity to get on the board with great field position. As I mentioned, Prairie Ridge lost their first 2 games this season, but they righted the ship after that with 7 straight victories in the regular season. This should be the final play of the first quarter. The take and the give is up the middle, and dragging tacklers down to the 5-yard line is Nolan Gorkin. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Quick moving first quarter. Crystal Lake on top 6-0 and threatening once again. We'll be right back. Crystal Lake deep inside Prairie Ridge territory. Landon Collier under center, split backfield. He takes, and he's going to call his own number and try to get to the outside. Finds the corner, 5. Down inside the 1, and he did not get into the end zone. Nice job defensively to keep him out. Over there for Prairie Ridge, number 61, Connor Rolls. I believe Xander York also in on that stop. Actually, it looks like they got him out of bounds before the 1-yard line, so it's right around the 1.5-yard line. But it's 1st and goal now for Crystal Lake, already up 6-0 and knocking on the door for another touchdown. Collier, tight formation under center. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. And he's into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Landon Collier pushes his way in on the quarterback sneak. And Crystal Lake on the board once again after getting great field position of the turnover on downs. Now extra point coming up. They did attempt the 2-point kick earlier today. I believe it was Charlie Weichman was the kicker, and it appears he's going to try that once again. In there to hold, Dominic Vitale. Prairie Ridge got good penetration on the first attempt and was able to block it, but this one is up, and it appears to be good. So the Junior Wolves did put some pressure coming in on the outside, but the 2-point kick is good, and Crystal Lake up 14-0. Prairie Ridge came into today after a first-round playoff victory over Huntley 13-0. And that actually was, that avenged their opening season loss as Huntley beat them 26-0 to start the season. So Prairie Ridge with some revenge there, winning their first game, and then they also beat Huntley White, this time 12-6 in the second round to make it to today's ball game. Junior Wolf ball carrier is number 55, Xander York. Takes that up the middle for a gain of about 2 yards. Meanwhile, Crystal Lake, their opening playoff win was against Crystal Lake Silver, so they beat one of the teams in their own town, 22-6. And then topped Kenosha Blue 26-6 to stamp their ticket to today's Super Bowl. Cody Tesson. And it looks like a timeout is called. Actually, it looks to be a zebra timeout as the ball appears to be need a little adjustment here, but clock will run and Prairie Ridge will have it. Second down and about 8. Tesson now moves to the outside. It's going to be a direct snap. And going up the left side after that direct snap is number 55, Xander York. That was a nice gain on that play right there. Adrian Colandria was one of the Raiders in on that stop. It's going to be third down and short now for Prairie Ridge as they try to get back in this game here in the first half, trailing 14-0. Coming up on 6:40 left to go here in the second quarter. So Tesson again moves to the outside. Another direct snap to York. He's going to try to get to the outside. Breaks one tackle and does get to the outside. Is pushed out of bounds near the 43. That's going to be enough for a Junior Wolf first down. They'll mark that football around the 42. Just short of the 42. So the drive continues for Prairie Ridge. If they can avoid the penalties, avoid the fumbles, put together a good drive and get right back in this ball game. And now several players shift. 3 receivers now break wide to the right. And a high snap once again. Trying to find some room, and he's immediately swarmed under by that Crystal Lake defense. What a job defensively for Crystal Lake. Colandria in there once again. I believe I also saw Charlie Weichman in on the stop. But again, the snaps coming in that shotgun formation are a little bit high and tough for Tesson to handle. Or rather, Luke Vanderwall. No, that was Tesson. And now Tesson under center takes the snap, gives on the jet sweep, looking for some room, breaks some tackles, spinning and weaving his way forward, and gets out to about the 44-yard line on a nice run. That was Vanderweel on the run. Brought down by Charlie Weichman. Gets inside the original sticks. But it is going to be fourth down, I believe. The stick says third. Maybe it is third down. Tesson again shifts into the flat. The take, the give on the sweep. Trying to find some room. Ball pops loose once again. It is out. There's a fight for it on the ground. Have to see who comes out of the pile with it. It looks like Prairie Ridge did recover. Gabe Batista comes out of the pile with the football. And now it's fourth down for Prairie Ridge. Football just across the 46, around the 46.5-yard line. The Junior Wolves really looking to keep this drive going. They need to get to the 47 of Crystal Lake to continue this march, already down by 2 touchdowns. Here's the direct snap. York trying to find some room, and he's immediately brought down, couldn't find the corner. Another good open field tackle, and we called his name already several times. Charlie Weichman on the stop defensively for the Raiders, and they will take over 1st and 10. Inside Prairie Ridge territory at the 47-yard line. So offensively, Prairie Ridge can score some points. They had 25 earlier this year against McHenry, 25 against Johnsburg in a victory. So they can certainly put points on the board to get back in this game. Right now they trail by 2 scores, and they'll need a big defensive stop here as the Raiders have it inside Prairie Ridge territory, 1st and 10. Here is the take and the give on the sweep. This is Gorkin trying to get to the outside, gets the corner inside the 40. Finally ushered out of bounds by Alex Blanken. Close to first down yardage. It will depend on the spot. Initially, it looks like they'll mark it around the 38-yard line. He will probably be just short. So it will be 2nd down and short for the Raiders. But a nice run as Gorkin uses his speed to get to the outside and make the play. Landon Collier under center. He has Cooper Niebel behind him. The take and the fake on the sweep. It is given to Niebel. He is up the middle, and he is brought down. First one there was Batista for Prairie Ridge. He had help from John Zanicki. I believe I also saw Vanderweel get in on that. So a short loss on that play back to the 39-yard line. Now it is going to be 3rd down and short. So Prairie Ridge really in desperate need of a big stop right here as we are inside 2.5 minutes here to go in the first half. Already down by 2 scores. If they can find a way to make a stop here in the next 2 plays, get the ball back and try to get back in this game here in the half. And there is a mistake. And that's one you cannot afford. Encroachment on the Prairie Ridge defense as the hard count by center Charlie Weichman. Great job by him to get the encroachment, and that's going to be enough for a first down. And defensively, those can be extremely frustrating. And for Coach Lee on the other side of the field, you can be sure he is frustrated. And here is the direct snap. Looking to throw the football under pressure and airs it down the left side, and it falls incomplete. Andrew Cooper on the pass. Or rather, scratch that. That was Philip Goodrich on the pass. Intended for Gorkin, and it falls incomplete. Out there defensively for Prairie Ridge, Damian Gonzalez. So now it's 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Clock stopped with 1:53 left to go here first half. Don't forget, we do have more football coming up after this game. It's the little bobbleheads running around the bantam level. Grays Lake against East Aurora. That will be our next broadcast. Should start around 12:30 today. So Philip Goodrich in the backfield, takes the snap, gives to the man on the jet sweep to try to get to the outside. And he is tripped up on a nice open field tackle. That was Cooper Niebel on the carry. Good stop out there by Luke Vanderweel. Tripped him up as he tried to get to the inside. He did get across the 35 to the 34-yard line. Short gain on the play. Actually, they'll give him just the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10 now for Crystal Lake. As Collier jogs on. Coming up on the final minute here of the second quarter. So it'll be Collier back under center with Niebel behind him. Takes the snap, looking, gives to the man on the counter. Trying to get to the outside is Goodrich. He finds a hole inside the 20. Finally wrestled down right around the 18-yard line. Reed Myers made the stop for the Junior Wolves, but not before he picks up a Raider first down and a big first down. They are down to 45 seconds left to go, but knocking on the door once again in the red zone, and a timeout taken. Coach John Niebel takes a timeout for Crystal Lake. here with 41.8 left to go in the half, looking to try to get back on the board once again, already leading 14-0. This Crystal Lake offense has really had several games this season where they put a lot of points on the board. They opened the season with a 30-0 win over McHenry. Then they beat Schaumburg 27-0, kept rolling. Tough game against Antioch, topped them 8-0. And their only loss of the season came in week 4 against Huntley. Fell to them 12-6. They came back against Barrington the following week with an 18-0 win. Tough game against Cary, 20-12. They beat the Huntley Black team 26-2. Big game over Huntley Red, 34-16. And then finally needed overtime to beat Kenosha 18-12. So these guys can really put points up on the board. Collier under center now as they get back to action. And a penalty marker flies. It'll be a false start against Crystal Lake. They'll lose 5. So 5-yard penalty now will push them back. It'll be first down and 15 yards back to the 23-yard line. Another timeout taken on the field. There's just over 40 seconds left to go. And now 4 wide receivers for Collier. He ducks under center, empty backfield, looking to throw. Quick pass to the left side, and just over the outstretched arms. He got a hand on it. A tendon for Philip Goodrich. Comes up incomplete. So it was a high throw. Defensively, Reed Myers was out there for Prairie Ridge. Stops the clock with 37.2 left to go. So Coach Niebel not afraid to put this ball in the air as they try to tack on more points here to close the half. Lennon Collier with that quick pass. Lining up wide left is Glenn Donahue. Man in motion is Goodrich. Takes the snap. Or rather, that's Gorkin. Throws it out to Goodrich. Now he's going to try to find some running room in the flat. Met defensively there initially in the backfield by Damian Gonzalez. So he got there first and then got help from several Junior Wolf teammates to make the stop at the 25-yard line. It is now going to be third down as another timeout called on the field. And then timeout by Crystal Lake. The Junior Wolf defense really trying to tighten up right here and hold this to just a 2-score game going into halftime. Defensively for Prairie Ridge, they've had a pretty good season. They shut out Cary earlier this year. They shut out McHenry, shut out Warren. Did the same to Antioch and Barrington. So they'll need to find the same energy. Try to keep this game close. Crystal Lake will get the ball to start the second half. And right now they lead 14-0. There is some discussion going on on the field with Coach Lee from Prairie Ridge and our Zebras. I'm not sure what that was all about, but he's going to step off the field here as we get back to action And it looks like we will, as we get back to this, it will be a direct snap to Philip Goodrich with receivers left and right. It's Gorkin to the near side. And he is going to take the snap. It's going to be a quick pass, and he throws it way out to the right, and it is intercepted. What a play out there by number 40, Cody Tesson. I don't know. That ball was just thrown up there for anyone. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand, which is very possible considering the weather conditions. That ball is slick. 40, Cody Tesson. I don't know. That ball was just thrown up there for anyone. And it looked as though the pass was more over the outside shoulder, but it fell right into the waiting arms of Tesson and get the interception, and the junior role of defense makes the stop. So now the offense will have just under 18 seconds left to go to try to get something going here. So not a ton of time before we head into halftime here. So Crystal Lake up 14-0 on Prairie Ridge. We'll take a quick break as well.
He's getting calls. I'll have him turn it off during half.
All right, back to action here as Prairie Ridge will have it offensively. First down. The take. The ball is on the ground once again, bouncing around, picked up by the ball carrier, trying to get to the outside. Breaks one tackle. He is now heading down the sidelines before being pushed out of bounds right near the 46-yard line. And it appears that the ball carrier was Luke Vanderwilb, and he appears to be shaken up just a little bit as he was pushed out of bounds near the 47-yard line. So a great job by him to make something out of nothing. We do have another Prairie Ridge player down back near the 20-yard line. I'll see if we can get a number on that young man down. And we'll see where they mark this football. So, you know, great job by him scooping that ball up as it was bouncing around on the turf and running up the right side. And coaches always teach these kids when that ball is on the ground, jump on it, get on that football. Don't try to pick it up. But in that situation, it was the right thing to do, and he was able to make a big gain. Now, they're all the way down inside Crystal Lake territory now at the 45-yard line. So they gave him progress all the way up to there. I know that's where he was on the ground, but I thought he stepped out much closer to midfield. And nonetheless, that's where the junior Wolves will have it. Likely just one more play, barring a defensive penalty on the final play of the game. Again, the injury timeout here. As quarterback Cody Tesson is now up on his feet and walking off the field, so hopefully he'll be okay. Prairie Ridge with not a lot of kids on that sideline, so can't afford too many injuries. And coming in to replace Tesson, number 29, Damian Gonzalez. There's a timeout taken on the field by Prairie Ridge. A timeout with 6 seconds left to go. Crystal Lake up 14-0. Prairie Ridge looking to make something happen here in the final seconds. Be right back. So here we go, Prairie Ridge, 1st and 10, 45-yard line of Crystal Lake. And the take, the snap, looking to throw. Throws it, and it is incomplete. Out there defensively for Crystal Lake, number 24, Philip Goodrich. That was Vanderweel on the throw. And with 2.4 seconds left to go, Prairie Ridge takes another timeout. So coming up next, after this game, we have Grays Lake taking on East Aurora. The other game going on right now over in Mundelein, also a Pac-10 battle. This is a featherweight battle between Banna and Kenosha. Field here at Carmel Catholic High School. Always great partners here with the TCYFL to let us play these games here at Baker Stadium. An interesting play, or here we go. Yeah, there we go. Several players shifting now to the left side. We're going to have 3 receivers bunched to the left. Take and the snap. Penalty marker flies. Quarterback keeper racing, spinning his way before finally being wrestled back by number 51, A.J. Avery. We'll have to see what the penalty is here. I believe it is going to be against Prairie Ridge, and it was a, it looks like an illegal shift on Prairie Ridge or an illegal motion. And that is going to bring this half to a close. Crystal Lake in control right now, 14-0 over Prairie Ridge. Second half coming up. their ball.
Let's go, defense. Hey. Magic play. Gotta stop him. This is the onside kick right here, Joe. Yep. Hey.
All right, fans, welcome back, and we're ready to get the second half underway. Crystal Lake right now on top, 14-0, but Prairie Ridge will have the ball offensively.
For the next game.
And they're going to take it, and the ball is on the turf once again. And it will go to Crystal Lake. Again, that has just been the theme of the entire day. It looks like the ball went out of bounds at right around the 36-yard line. Not sure who caused that fumble. It may have been number 8, Chase Goodrich, of Crystal Lake, causing the fumble. And now on the pitch, it's going to get into the outside as number 24, Philip Goodrich, chased down in a nice open field tackle there by number 33, Reed Myers.
There you go, that's it.
Was able to get down inside the 30 near the 29-yard line. And that's where Crystal Lake will have it. Second down. Call it a gain of about 7, 2nd and 3. As Collier with a split backfield. That's Gorkin and Goodrich. Takes, and he's going to call his own number and skirts to the outside. To the 30. Finally pushed out of bounds. Damian Gonzalez on the stop. Looked like he was short of the first down. It's going to be third down now. 3rd and short for the Raiders. Here on the opening drive of our second half, they are on top 14-0. Ball marked right around the 27-yard line. So once again, Collier with a split backfield. Barking out the signals, takes the snap, give to the running back, up the middle, skirts one tackler, spins to the outside's got some room to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Philip Goodrich. 27-yard touchdown run to the outside. Great job by Goodrich breaking a tackle right near the line of scrimmage. And gets into the end zone for another Raider score. Yeah, he was met defensively. I believe that might have been Xander York was trying to make the stop initially, but unfortunately breaks free and gets into that end zone. Crystal Lake now with another 2-point kick attempt. This is going to be Charlie Weichman out of the hold of Dominic Vitale. They're already good on one of these today. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick. It's low, and it is no good. Just under the crossbar. So they're able to get the placement made and the kick up, but it's low and falls short. But Crystal Lake with another touchdown, and they are on the board 20-0. 27-yard run by Philip Goodrich. Started to the inside and then broke To the outside, uses that speed to get in the end zone. And now the Raiders starting to pull away this one. Needed less than 90 seconds here at the start of the second half to force a turnover and get into the end zone. So starting 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line will be the Junior Wolves of Prairie Ridge. It's going to be Vanderwill under center. Now he breaks to the outside, 3 wide. And Tesson back under center. Now he takes and throws to the outside. A nice move there to break a few tackles, but eventually he's met by several Raiders right near the 30-yard line. Landon Collier and Chase Goodrich in on the stop for the Raiders. He was able to get back to the original line of scrimmage after breaking a few tackles in the backfield. And it's now 2nd down and 10 for Prairie Ridge, as they are certainly in need of getting something going here on this drive. Get back in this game. And now they shift once again. It'll be Vanderwill under center. 3 wide to the right, takes the snap, looking to throw, sets, under pressure, throws. He's hit as soon as he lets it go, and it's incomplete. Intended for Logan Braun. And nearly picked off by A.J. Avery of the Raiders. But Vanderwill was under immediate pressure on that play. And he was hit as soon as he let it go. It was a big hit. Certainly affected the throw. And now 3rd down and long for Prairie Ridge. Handoff up the middle, looking for running room. And he's immediately met by several Raider tacklers. Dominic Vitale in on that stop. I believe Nolan Gorkin was also in there. And now it's 4th down and about 7 yards to go for Prairie Ridge. They will go for it, down by 3 scores. Direct snap, the take, and the fake. Runs into his own player and is brought down. Xander York trying to find the outside, ran right into the back of a Prairie Ridge blocker and cannot advance. They do not convert on the 4th down. And Crystal Lake will regain possession inside Junior Wolf territory at the 30, we'll call it the 38-yard line, or rather 34-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over. 1st and 10, already up on this one, 20-0. Landon Collier leads the offense up to the line. He takes. He has some trouble with the snap. And that play was doomed from the start. Good job in the backfield by that defense. Luke Vanderwill and Mikey Mead in on the stop for the Junior Wolves. Looked like Collier had some trouble getting that ball from the snap, and when he finally got it over to Gorkin, it was a play that was going nowhere. So now a loss of about 3 yards, maybe 4. It's going to be 2nd and long now for Crystal Lake. And this is exactly what the Junior Wolves need to do. They need to step up defensively and make a big stop right here. Give their offense a chance to get back on the board. Let's see if Collier has other plans. And a hard count, and once again coming across the line is the Junior Wolf defense. And that hard count has been bugging them all day. That's 5 free yards now for the Raiders. They get back down inside the sticks. I believe that was Xander York falling for that hard count. Sets up 2nd and 9. Nose of that football just short of the 32-yard line of Prairie Ridge.
They're talking smack to each other.
Coming up on 3.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter of our second game of the Super Bowl Sunday, or Saturday rather. Super Bowl Sundays is tomorrow. Another penalty marker, another offsides. So the Raiders have gotten 10 yards of offense in the last 2 plays without running a play. The penalties will kill you. And now they're going to face 2nd down and about 4. They can pull off another one of those encroachment penalties. They'll have a 1st down and won't even hadn't even snapped the ball. So here's Collier, and this is going to be a snap. He's going to want to throw the football. He's under pressure. Gets to the outside. He's going to have to keep it himself. Cuts to the inside before finally being brought down across the 25. Or right near the 25-yard line. He wanted to throw that football, but great job on the coverage with Prairie Ridge. And we've got a Prairie Ridge Junior Wolf with an injury there. That's number 20, Luke Vanderweel. And, you know, he's tough. He tried to walk that off, but he's need to be checked out by the trainers as we got a timeout here with 2:38 left to go. Crystal Lake on top 20-0 over Prairie Ridge. So injury timeout. We'll take one here too. All right, we're back to action here. 2:38 left to go here. Third quarter. Crystal Lake facing a 3rd and short right around the 25-yard line. And movement on the Prairie Ridge defensive line, and that is going to be another encroachment penalty. And just like that, the Raiders have a first down. And that is efficient use of the hard count to get the necessary penalty yards. And Crystal Lake now with a new set of downs right near the 20-yard line. And that's got to be frustrating on the side of Prairie Ridge. And a penalty marker flies, and this may be coming from the sideline. As it appeared Coach Lee was in the ear of the referee, and it does look like to be a sideline penalty. And that's going to march that ball down to the 10-yard line. It appears there was a penalty against the coaching staff on the other side of the football field. Certainly some frustration over there. Not sure what the reasoning was for it, but nonetheless, it gives Crystal Lake 10 more yards, and they've got a first down at the 10. Now the take. And he keeps it himself up the middle, down near the goal line is Landon Collier. He fooled me on that one. He kept it himself and got down to around the 2. Nice 8-yard gain. And it's now going to be second down and goal for the Raiders, knocking on the door of another touchdown here. We are inside 2 minutes left to go here in a very quick-moving third quarter. And don't forget, coming up next, Grays Lake and East Aurora, the Big Ten Bantam matchup. Also have a Big Ten Feather matchup over on the Mundaline feed. That's Banna and Lake in the Hills. All those games are set to start at 12:30. So here's Collier lining back up under center. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, gives it up the middle, pounding his way near the goal line. Very close. I don't see a signal as of yet. It looks like they did make the stop, so great job defensively. Initially, from this angle, it looked like Cooper Nebel had gotten it in the end zone, but he is just short. You can't get much closer than that, folks. Nose of that football just inches away from the goal line here, facing third down. Raiders with 43 seconds left to go here. In the third quarter, we have a substitution for Crystal Lake, or rather for Prairie Ridge. Number 17, Justin Lee, making his way back onto the field. And now third and goal for Crystal Lake. Man in motion, take, give up the middle. What ball's on the ground? But spinning his way in for the touchdown is Landon Collier. So a play that looked like it was going to be brought down for a loss. And Collier picks it up and spins his way in for a touchdown. Second time we've seen a fumble scooped up in a big play. Second time today, but Crystal Lake back on the board once again. They now lead this one 26-0. And a two-point kick coming up. Charlie Weichman will attempt this kick. He's 1 for 3 thus far today. Good placement. Kick is short. So nice job on the penetration there defensively. Connor Rolls looked to be one of the first ones there for the Junior Wolves. But another touchdown for Crystal Lake puts them firmly in control of this one, up 26-0. Still another quarter of play as we're coming down to the end of the third quarter here. And we'll take a quick break. 25.7 left to go here, third quarter. Crystal Lake on top. All right, the clock starts once again here as we wind down the end of the third quarter. Prairie Ridge with a 1st and 10 at midfield. We go into a running clock situation due to the score. Direct snap. Looking to find some room. Yeah, nice positive yardage down inside Crystal Lake territory. Luke Vanderwill on that carry. Landon Schultz on the stop for the Raiders. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Crystal Lake on top, 26-0. Fourth quarter coming up. And for all you fans listening out there or watching on the webcast, appreciate having you on board. And if you want to give a little shout out to whoever you're watching, whether it's a son or a cousin or a nephew or whatever, you can give me a text at 224-542-9862, and I'll be glad to read the shout out on the air for you if I can get to it. Once again, 224-542-9862. If you want to shoot me a text and let me know who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. Over the years, we've had some people all over the world, believe it or not, watching. We had some folks from Germany back in the past and family members from Hawaii. So give us a shout, 224-542-9862. Send me a text. Don't call, as I won't answer. And if I can get to it, I'll be glad to read your shout out here on the live broadcast. As we are set to start the fourth quarter. Prairie Ridge trying to get something going here offensively. A nice start to this drive on a 5-yard run by Vanderweel. But they face 2nd and 5 at the Crystal Lake 45-yard line. Snap, but a penalty marker flies. And this is going to stop play. And it appears the Crystal Lake defense was lined up off sides. This is going to move this. This should give Prairie Ridge a first down. Oh, and actually, it's going to be an offsetting penalty. We had unsportsmanlike conduct. Or let's see what they're doing here. It looks like there was 2 penalties on that play. There was an offside, but there was an unsportsmanlike levied against the Junior Wolves. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so it is going to be a dead ball penalty against Prairie Ridge. So it was a 5-yard penalty for the offsides, which does give Prairie Ridge a first down. However, dead ball penalty pushes us back inside Prairie Ridge territory to the 45-yard line, but they will have a 1st and 10. And once again, there appears to be some something going on the far sideline here on the Prairie Ridge sideline. And could be some frustration on the part of that Junior Wolf team, but Prairie Ridge really looking to try to make something happen here offensively. They do have a first down. Now, granted, they lost some yards on the penalties, but like to get on the board here. And making their way back into, or making their way onto the field, or at least on the track here, you see these, the Bantams, little guys. They look like little bobbleheads running around. We get to see them next. And it appears there was another another unsportsmanlike penalty that pushes them back another 15 yards. So this is really putting Prairie Ridge into a hole here as they now face 1st and 25. The snap, looking for running room, and he is hit and dropped. Nice job out there defensively by Devin Comperi. As we call his name first time today is defensively. And we got a shout out for Luke Vanderwill from Washington State. So again, if you want to shout out to who you're watching. Let us know who you are and where you're from and who you're watching, who you're rooting for. You want to do that? That number is 224-542-9862 as Luke Vanderweel tries to find some yardage there. He makes a nice run as he gains about we'll call it about 7 yards, actually, up to the 37-yard line. So there, a shout-out from Washington State, and you got something good to see there. So third down and about 18 yards to go for Prairie Ridge. In a hole due to some penalties. Coming up on 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. And a referee timeout called here. Apparently has maybe an equipment issue with Devin Campari. He comes off the field, and now Prairie Ridge will have it. Third and long. Takes the snap. Decides to keep it himself. Runs right into a defender and is brought down. Xander York on that carry. A.J. Avery was in there for Crystal Lake along with a few other Raiders. Short gain on that play. And now Prairie Ridge facing a fourth and long. And here is a pitch to the running back, trying to find some running room. The defense tightens up and makes the stop. And a little extracurricular activity, and the penalty marker comes in. Again, these guys are getting frustrated, and there's another penalty marker on the field. The Zebras will have to get together and sort this one out. And while they do that, we'll read some texts. Bradley Weichman cheering for his nephew Charlie and the Raiders from Bloomington, Illinois. You got Bob Niebel, father of Coach Niebel and grandfather of Cooper. Watching him from Titusville, Florida. Watching his Crystal Lake Raiders. And Luke Vanderweel's cousin Brett up at Castle Winterfell in northern Wisconsin. Sure, he's cold up there. Got another text here. Go Wolves, and Alex Blanken from the other side of the score box. Well, you know what? Like I said, we got somebody from Florida, and we got somebody on the other side of the door. So far and wide. People are close, people are far. Lots of people watching the telecast here. So we're at 2.5 minutes left to go in this one. Crystal Lake up on top, 26-0. Crystal Lake will have it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Prairie Ridge. Raiders trying to get some personnel, late personnel in here to make a play here. And penalty marker comes. They were not able to get that off in time. I mean, there was a lot of confusion there on the Crystal Lake side as far as getting the right personnel on the field. And that's going to cost them 5 yards in the wrong direction if you're Crystal Lake. And now we'll see if we can get a playoff here as we're down to 120. The take and the handoff. A nice job defensively there by Prairie Ridge. Anthony Landa, or rather no, number 55, Xander York, is in on that stop. Alex Blanken also helping out for the Junior Wolves. That's a loss on that play back to the 47-yard line. It's going to be second down and long. We are approaching 30 seconds left to go in this game. This very well could be the final play of this middleweight Super Bowl championship, and it looks to be a fumbled snap. That was a Johnny Harris, the backup quarterback, mishandled the snap. And that will be the final play. That'll be the last play here of this game. And the Crystal Lake Raiders will come out of this one victorious. Middleweight Super Bowl champion Raiders beating the Prairie Ridge Junior Wolves 26-0. Congratulations to a great season for the Junior Wolves as they finished 9-3 on the season. This loss bringing to end a very impressive 9-game winning streak for that football team. But a big congratulations goes out to Crystal Lake as they finish the season 11-1 and bring home a Super Bowl title. That's it for this ball game. Coming up next, we have the Big Ten Bantams. That game should start here very shortly. Grayslake against East Aurora. Come on back.